What's up, Taurus? This is Jesse with 44 Astro. This is going to just be a bonus Halloween tarot reading. It's based off Samhain, which is an ancient Celtic holiday, which is all about the harvest. But there's also many iterations of Halloween. All Hallows Eve, right there. It's all about celebrating the dead, right? It's all about honoring those that have passed for whatever reason. Whether it be from this year or whoever in your life is important. It's always a good time for that. The moon's only going to be just a waning gibbous, so it's not any particular important stage of the moon, but all stages of the moon influence us in some way. Waning just means it's shrinking, so that's going to be a time of like harvest, which is what the time of year is. It will be in the sixth mansion of the moon. I'll put up a picture of it so you can read about the sixth mansion of the moon. And for Taurus ascendant only, it would be in either the first or second house, so that's the house of self, how you're presenting yourself to the world, and hopefully you're out there dressing up and having a good time and maybe going socializing, that type of thing. So if you're going to present yourself in that way. And then second house, of course, is your house, which is the house of money. So you may get communications. You may start thinking, you don't even know where the communications are coming from, kind of thing, when the veil is very thin on Halloween, and you may get some kind of message on how to make money. Something like that could happen for sure. And that's only for if you're a Taurus ascendant. I'm going to use the Golden Dawn deck as the 3-card spread for this bonus reading. That is the Golden Dawn, which is the good magicians. And then we're going to clarify it with the Thoth deck, which is Crowley's deck, which is the bad magicians. So we're going to use a little light and a little dark here. Try to keep some balance. Get you a moon card. Then we'll look at the 3 cards that you have. But you have 2 6s, which is interesting. I don't know if any of you Tauruses have been seeing 6s anytime recently. 6s are about balance in the tarot. A lot of people look at 666 as really bad, but this is 66, not 666. And either way, 666 is actually just the middle vibration of 9. So it's just balance. It's the middle vibration. In the Bible, people talk about 666. It's a sign of the beast, but it actually says it's the number of man and the number of the beast. And if you look at the carbon atom, carbon 12, it has 6 neurons, 6. Let me see. It's 6 neurons, 6 protons, 6 electrons. So that type of thing. And we're all made of carbon. And it's actually, a lot of people just believe it means Nero. That's what it was written for, the Emperor Nero. So there's all kinds of different explanations for what 666 means. There's tons of them. I'd suggest not being superstitious about it. Take what you want, leave the rest, Let's get you a moon card here. Ooh, right there. Meditate and contemplate. This is a good night for it. Tell you that right now, Taurus. If you were to meditate and contemplate, new moon in Pisces. It's not a new moon by any stretch of the imagination, but it'd be a good time for it. They say the veil is thinnest. This is the time of Scorpio. This is a very mysterious time. And Scorpio is your solar opposite, Taurus, which means you'll actually have a lot in common. And I'm a Scorpio. I know this because I am also married to a Taurus. You have the Lord of Victory. You have the Lord of Loss and Pleasure. And you have Lord of Material Gain. Which is interesting that you have the Lord of Loss and Pleasure. Five of Cups is really just kind of not being satisfied in a lot of ways. And that's probably what it is. Like, I feel like you're very successful, or at least you're going to be. You're going to have a really, if we're just talking about Halloween, you're probably going to have a really good night. It may not end well if you get too drunk. Don't get too drunk. Too many of these cups might make you vomit. That kind of thing. So if you do go out and celebrate, you're going to have a really good time, but don't have too good of a time. Or all that fun you were having, all that material fun and victory that you're having, hanging out with your friends and all that good stuff, whatever it is that you plan on doing, can make you, hungover. That's never fun. But it's saying meditate and contemplate. So this looks good. If you've got, groups of friends that are into that sort of thing, you have friends that are, into ritual, whatever. Everything is ritualized in existence. Like even the growth of a flower, everything's ritualized. But when I say rituals, like rituals that you may actually do, maybe you'll go and do like a seance type thing or anything like that, or maybe you're just meditating, doing yoga, something like that. It's a good time for it for sure during Samhain. Some pronounce it Samhain, but it's Samhain. That's how it's pronounced. It is All about the celebration of the dead and the harvest, you know. Honoring the harvest because it's the cold time of year when, you know, in ancient times, or at least older times, it was a lot harder to survive. Now we just go to the grocery store. It's all there for us. Right there. These 3. We got another 6. Oh, you do have the 666. And you got another 5. Something important maybe happened for you on Halloween. Wheels of Fate are turning type of thing. And you also have the Lord of Harmonious Change right here on the bottom of the other deck. The 2 of Pentacles, which is all about change, harmonious change in this deck. And then you get the other wheel right here, which of course is, you know, the Lord of Fortune. So your fortunes may be changing. You know, something important may be happening around this time for you. But it's saying meditate and contemplate. So whatever does happen, you need to meditate and contemplate upon it. So with the 6 of Wands, you got another 6, which is called Science in this deck. It's not really about travel. It's about breaking things down and understanding them. You know, tearing them apart, putting them back together, knowing everything there is about them. You know, then you got the Knight of Swords. This is all about fast-moving communicative energy. Right? It could be a message that you're trying to send out, or it could be a message that you get. It could be a message coming soon that's going to change things. And I don't know how... This is on the material success, defeat. So there may have been some kind of competition where you had to feel like you had to fight for what was yours, like your material gain. It could be some kind of situation that comes up on Halloween night, right? I'd say there could be a contentious situation. If there's a lot of drinking involved, it's definitely possible. But some kind of change is going to come out of this. It may not be necessarily just on Halloween. It may be, I mean, it's a general reading, so it could be later on. But some kind of change seems like it's afoot here. But it's, I mean, either way, you have 3 6s, which is all about balance, right? And don't be afraid of the 666 on Halloween. I mean, what an appropriate time to get such a thing, right? Because you do have the 3 6s, right? But it really represents balance. There's so much meaning to the 666. It really is the middle vibration of 9. And 9, of course, in the Fibonacci sequence is the, master vibration number. And when you add 666 together, 6 times 3 is 18. 8 plus 1 is 9. So it's 9, just the middle vibration of 9. 333 is also 9. And that's the low vibration of 9. And then 999, of course, which is 27, which is also 9, is the high vibration of 9. And numbers only go to 9. The 0 that we use for 10 is a placeholder. And the reason we do that is because we have 10 fingers and toes, right? And if you count all the planets in our solar system with our sun, 10. Right? So probably why we're designed this way, microcosm, macrocosm. Either way, Taurus, it looks like you're going to be victorious and successful in some way, but whatever this situation that comes up that's going to be competitive, you may not feel good about it. But it's saying meditate and contemplate on it. And my guess is once you do that, you're going to see that it was probably whatever this change is coming around, it's probably for the better. I mean, that's the biggest thing in our lives, is just not to resist change, to adapt. Those of us that adapt to change tend to have a lot easier and more successful lives. It's when we don't change. And, the Taurus is, the sign in of itself is supposed to be notorious for being obstinate, like not wanting to change at all. And that could be what the situation is. Like there's some kind of change coming around, but you might not necessarily want to do it, but it will be very successful for you. Like it'll bring balance. You're going to be victorious and you're going to have material success, but you don't want to change. Like you feel like you don't want to change, or you feel like you have to lose something in order to change. And that's generally how it works. Something has to die so something new can be reborn. And that's also what Halloween's all about. Samhain's all about. It's what Halloween's all about. It's what this time of year, it's what harvest is all about. So embrace the change. Something old may go away, so something new can be reborn. Anyway, Taurus, thanks for being here. Please consider liking, subscribing, and commenting. I took a break because I got sick and had to go to Seattle and teach that class, and now the algorithm doesn't seem to like me very much. I actually lost 2 subs, I think, on the last set of videos, which is okay. It's not that big of a deal, I guess. I'm still going to try to power through and continue to do readings when I can. But anyway, Taurus, thanks for being here, and I hope to see you here again. Happy Halloween.